We are live on the live stream, and of course, we're only streaming technically on Twitch at the moment, but I did set it up where we are going to be actually streaming live on YouTube all the time along with it because Kick sucks. I don't know. I just don't seem to get anything out of Kick. It started like I guess because I don't physically go onto Kick and sign in on my account, which is the Fallout RoundTable account. It kind of acts like like I was never there. And so, so I'm like, you mean I got to like re-sign on? Like it was trying to like make me start a new account. And I'm like, what is this bullshit? So I'm like, kiss my ass. Bye. And then I noticed that the other day, TKS Mantis was streaming live on Twitch and on YouTube. And I'm like, oh, there's a thing. Let's do that. So I'm like, so I set it up so I could start streaming live on YouTube. Hey, Warpath, how you doing there, buddy? Yay, our moderator's actually in the moderating room. Yay! All right. It's always nice when our moderator shows up. Anyway, so we're going to go ahead and hit the play button here, and Maverick is going to do his spiel and talk about the, where you can find us. Obviously, YouTube's a big deal, and make sure you mention that we'll be streaming live also on YouTube because it's going to be a thing. Yeah. Maverick. Okay, just making sure you're there. Quack.
No.
Quack, quack. All right, you feeling alive? You feeling froggy, buddy? You ready to rock and roll? You ready to show the excitement? Bring the love. He always does this, and then like when I start it up, it's like welcome to blah, blah. Except for the one days. There's days where he's like, welcome to the Fallout RoundTable.
No, there are some days that I'm like, I don't care.
I need motivation. That's why I gotta check on him first.
I need Red Bull.
Yeah, I gotta check on him first. Like make sure that there's the neurons are firing off and everything's happening there. Otherwise,
because I just woke up maybe 10-15 minutes ago before this thing.
Yeah, I'm the kettle prod to the ass of life. Let's go. See, humor is a great motivator to waking people up, along with coffee.
Oh, yes.
I love coffee.
Me too.
Except I drink Red Bull.
I know. You talk about it a lot.
I don't drink Red Bull as often as I used to, though. I've moved to sugar-free.
That's good, because that shit will crush your arteries, buddy.
And also I'm overweight. I'm actively trying to diet.
Yep.
Stuff.
All you got, I have the answer, don't I? I'm like 60 pounds lighter, right? How is that? Cut out sugar, count your calories. That's all you gotta do. That's it.
Oh, whoa, Zambic. No.
All right, so you ready? Ready?
Yeah,
are you ready?
I'm fine.
Are you ready
yeah,
now?
I'm ready.
Are you ready now? Okay, all right.
No, I'm never ready. Are you kidding me?
Oh, I'm ever ready.
I'm never ready for this.
Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Okay, ready? All right, here we go.
Recording in progress.
3, 2, 1. Welcome to the Fallout Roundtable. I am your host, Maverick Stone, and today we have a wonderful episode, an awesome episode as you would. Today, but before we get into the meat of the episode, let me introduce who's here with me. We got Jaxus, and we have Preston from
Yay!
True Ball Escapades.
Yay!
Woo!
Yeah.
And now, before we continue also, how about you rate, review, and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Fallout Roundtable. Search us up there if you're new. We have an X account, or Twitter, or whatever you want to call it these days, at Fallout RTB. You can send us a message, DM, or just something, or you can go to our email, falloutrtb@gmail.com. You can send us an email over there also, and then We will be starting to, along with streaming on Twitch, which we are live right now as of this recording. We will be starting to stream on YouTube, not Kick.
Because,
Yay!
yeah, well, I'm not going to say Kick sucks, but Kick kind of,
Sucks.
yeah. See, I didn't say
said
it.
I said it.
Yeah.
Stop
Yeah,
saying
well,
it.
it's only because they kind of made it kind of a pain in the ass. I think it's because, like, we didn't go on there and physically sit in the chat room ourselves or sign on to it ourselves. Every time I go back, it keeps wanting me to, like, re-sign up, like I never signed up before, and then it tells me the account already exists. It's like, how can I fix this shit if you don't make it simple? Gotta make it simple. Otherwise, I'm gone, dude. I'm out. Because you guys don't have no people.
outie.
They don't have anybody anyway. Like, nobody's on the damn thing. Like, if there is, I never met them. You know, and I'm like,
You better kick.
I don't know. Yeah, you better kick it. Yeah. So I was like, you know what?
Dad jokes.
So, like I said, I noticed TKS Mantis was streaming live on his Twitch account, and he was also on YouTube at the same time, live. And I'm like, oh, well, shit, why don't I just do that? Yeah, so I set that up, and so probably the next time we go to stream, we will be live on YouTube at the same time. So you can check us out on YouTube and their platform, or you can, you know, join us here on Twitch. It depends on which platform you enjoy more. Honestly, I thought YouTube was very clean looking. I liked the way it felt while I was watching. But at the same time, I still like the community feel of Twitch, and I like Twitch's, you know, setup too. So either way, I'll be paying attention to both because I've got my little handy dandy little thingy-jiggy. I tried Kick and had all kinds of issues. See, even Warpath agrees. Thank you, Warpath, for, you know, having my back on that one. Yeah, so maybe Kick will, you know, maybe they'll hear this and they'll go, hey, well, maybe we need to look at the way our account system's set up and make it easier for these guys. Because with Restream, here's a little plug for Restream. Free plug for Restream. They are not a sponsor. They did not pay for this. So Restream is a company that makes it so that you can stream from multiple locations. So I use my OBS Studios, and I stream onto Twitch going through that. And I also now stream through YouTube. I can also stream through Kick all at the same time, utilizing the Restream website, which is, I think it's just, is it Restream? So it's app.restream.io. For anybody who's interested, the streamers out there are like, how can you stream on multiple thingy-jiggies at the same time? How's that work? Well, there you go. app.restream.io. Ba-dong! All right, done plugging shit. So today's show is we are going to be talking about the different podcasts in the Fallout universe. For instance, True Vault Escapades, which we have the creator right here. So now, mind you, I love Fallout and I love True Vault Escapades. Why do I love True Vault Escapades? Because it's an episodic show that you could pick up from any point within it and never really worry about missing out on anything. In other words, let's say that True Vault Escapades has been around since 2016. Oh, wow. Actually, it has. So the thing is if you don't want to go to episode number 1 and you just want to see what's going on right now, you can jump right in anywhere along the line and you are not missing anything, except for the few points where there might be a part 1, part 2 kind of episode thing going on. But for the most cases, you are going to be able to just pop on and listen to an episode just like you're listening to a Batman series or an old Superman series. It's the same premise, and every single show has its own life to it. So there's that, and I love the character acting in it. To me, I like the fallback to the old radio style. I like the use of the, I don't know what the geographics are. Is it Mid-Atlantic or is it, which I totally, so I was reading for a part for Preston and I totally missed the part where it says Mid-Atlantic accent. And I'm like, I don't really know what that is. I'm like, is that like the Humphrey Bogart kind of thing? Is that the, is that,
Exactly.
and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I totally missed that shit. But he knows I can do any voice.
Yep.
Like, there's not a voice that there's very few things that I can't do or I don't want to do. Like, there's just some like my name is Heinrich Zemo. To you, Captain. I do not like doing the fake German accents because when you've got to do the vessel and the wessel and the zissel and the whistle, it gets really annoying, especially when somebody doesn't write it that way. Oh, God. Oh, I was beating my head to death. I had this one role, and I couldn't. I'm like, dude, I can't do this. I'm not feeling it. I'm not putting my whole heart into it. You need to find somebody either is actually a German or you need to find somebody who is okay with all the V's, and they're not going to lose their damn mind because it was driving me crazy. I enjoyed doing it at the beginning because it was kind of a challenge, but I was like, oh, they keep wanting me to do more. And I'm like, and more. And I'm like, can you just kill me? Everybody else does.
Well, in the earlier episodes, we definitely prioritized the mid-Atlantic, transatlantic accents, but as it went on, really the only character, well, maybe characters that kept those accents was Walter and Bunny, especially Walter, because Walter is supposed to almost sound stereotypical among the entire
yeah, buddy. Well, how's it
cast.
going? Yeah.
Yeah, and then Bunny, it's harder to detect in Bunny's character overall, but she does kind of I kind of make sure she has that little something like just sounds kind of extra proper and a
Yeah. Yeah.
little less natural in certain conversations.
Almost
Just to,
aristocratic in a way, right?
yeah, like she's high class in a way, even though she's just kind of a regular person. But
That's
that's
right. You're high class, doll.
yeah, it's like Walter and Bunny are just like these interdimensional beings that are stuck in that way, but they live in this like rough and tough wasteland, and they solve crimes and bust syndicates and do all that stuff. And you know, Jax is here as well as a lot of people have been part of that cast, and they don't really have to do the stereotypes though, which is I think is a good move on my part because I don't think everybody in the world can do that.
Well, and so I didn't realize, and it's like all you had to do is tell me, oh, no, I need you to get a little more Humphrey Bogart in you. I'm like, oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know how long I can hold that shit up, but okay, here we go.
Yeah, I don't know how Eric, our lead, does that because he does it like it's his second like language, and I don't. And he speaks like a regular person in real life, but he just put on that voice, and I was like, how does he pull that out so easily? He sounds just like Humphrey Bogart.
So
And
there's just certain like octaves and certain sounds or certain ways of speaking that come naturally to any of us.
Yeah, I agree.
Because there's just certain ones I can drop into. I do on accident a lot of the times, or when I'm screwing around, you hear me go into different voices. Some of them are
Right.
just really easy and natural for me. Other ones I have to work on, or I have to hear it, which is strangely enough. Like so, when it came to doing Ewan McGregor, the Star Wars, I had to hear him, and I had to hear him like a few times. I was like, well, Anakin, it took a little bit. I was like, well, Anakin, and I'd sit there literally saying just that over and over again. Well, Anakin, and then it was like it eventually became, well, Anakin, you're supposed to be helping with the light side, not the dark side. But and then there's the whole spiel. But the thing is it's something I had to work into.
Yeah.
And some of them I have to do that. Some of them I can just jump right in and go. And like it has the stench of a skunk. Oh,
Yep.
what are you talking about, Botsy? Some people can just do that shit.
And I tend to get you for the kind of hillbilly-ish sort of characters or kind of a country.
I don't know
countrified-
what it is, but you just seem to always come to me when you want somebody kind of from the South.
from the South, or they just got kind of a gravelly voice. Like I had you play, I featured you the other day for Copperhead Johnson, the brief Raider leader.
I felt like I was, so when I listened to that one, I was critiquing myself, and I'm like, I sound like I'm reading somewhat, and I hate that. Because I hate that when I hear that from other actors, and I'm like, this one sounds kind of red. I must have missed something in the translation because normally I very animated in how I do the acting. I try to become whatever it is, whatever the character is, and I try not to sound like I'm reading anything. And I just felt like I'm like, damn it, that one
You
feels
you
like I'm
sounded
reading a little bit.
like Copperhead, in my mind, even though he's there briefly, I picture him being a lot less animated than I usually have you like
Yeah.
cast in. And so, but I never got the impression that you were reading off it at all. I definitely felt like you nailed the whole oh, here comes Mary, my old pupil. Here she's come trying to kill me. Now I'm about to kill you. And we all know how that
I
turned
think I
out.
probably could have well, and that's me. I'm overthinking it probably, and
Oh, I'm like that sometimes.
I'm like, man, I could have really added some inflection. I could have made it feel a little bit more real to me, because sometimes I'll purposely screw up your scripts, or I'll giggle in the middle of it, or I'll have some sort of like something that makes it me, you
I
know.
like that though. I
Yeah,
like little improvisations. However you say that, improv. I
improvisation.
like a
There
lot
we
of
go. Yeah.
improvisation.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Well,
I get that
and
a
sometimes
lot.
it's just a simple, oh, right.
Right?
Instead of
Yeah.
going, all right, kid, instead of be
Mhm.
like, all right, kid, sure. Because it adds that little bit of like personal character to it,
Right.
and I'm trying to
Exactly.
feel what's going on. That's why I like to read a lot of it like before and after, so I get an idea
Mhm.
what's going on in there. For those who are in the voice acting world, read the few lines before and after every one of your own lines so you understand what the hell you're talking about.
Oh yes.
Anyway, so True Vault Escapades is a wonderful show, and like I said, anybody can pick that one up. He also does I can't remember the name of the show, the one you did with the
BioShock.
yes,
Oh yes,
Mm.
yes. I have another audio drama I made in the early years of True Vault Escapades on the side. It's called BioShock: The Midnight Series, and it's two movie-length episodes, about 2.5 to 3 hours, and they are covering a group of characters before, during, and after the fall of Rapture. And that one was where I got my first award from the National Audio Theater Festival. I didn't even know things like that existed, so I was really happy to get that on my first go. But yeah, check that out if you love BioShock, because I don't think BioShock has a lot of fan content, which is kind of why I wanted
and
to.
I think that it's not because there's a lack of fans. I don't think there's a community.
Yeah, there's not really much of a community. There's a
Yeah,
guy named the BioShock Hub. I got him to appear on the second one, and it always seems like he's been like the number one guy to like try to create a community. So I wanted to just try to help him somehow. He's always been just on top of BioShock, and I'm like, where is the BioShock community? There needs to be more like just togetherness, kind of like with Fallout, but. I know it's a completely different game, so maybe that's
well,
why.
I just think Fallout's got a different feel, and
Yeah.
especially considering I don't see a lot of Bioshock customization. Like,
See splicers and Big Daddy sometimes, but definitely not as frequently as I do like an NCR Ranger or something
no,
like
no.
that.
Even Star Wars, it's like, so you're going to either be a Jedi, somebody with a Leku, or you're going to be Darth Maul. And I'm like, yeah. But Fallout, man,
Clone Trooper.
yeah. So,
Yeah, we're Clone Trooper.
yep. Or you can be a trooper, or a
I,
stormtrooper.
will-
I
I
want to be a
am
Clone Trooper.
looking at being an ISB agent.
But
I,
next we're going to be talking about Bugs Bunny. No. So,
that's all, folks.
oh, that would be kind of funny. And I mean, side note here. Can you imagine doing like a Walter and Bunny where it's like Bugs Bunny?
Oh my gosh, Walter would be like a pinup girl. Oh my goodness.
I should have took a right turn in Albuquerque.
I had Walter and Bunny at Good Springs last year. I thought that was amazing. I wasn't there, but I had two fans of mine surprise me, and they came over there dressed as
Walter and Bunny, yeah.
and I felt like I had
Yeah.
ambassadors
You had
over
some
there.
representation, right?
Yeah, it was a shout out to Mad Crown XOX. He's the fan who did that. I was like, oh my God, that made my whole November, even though I wasn't there. I was like, that's so cool.
And for those that don't know what the hell we're talking about, there's a Fallout fan celebration every year in the Pioneer Saloon in Good Springs, Nevada, and it's coming up this year in November, and it'll be from the 14th until the 16th, I believe it is, whatever that weekend is.
I'll be there.
It's Friday to Saturday or Friday to Sunday, and it's going to be an expansive event. It'll be costing $30 for entry. Now that's a new thing. Before we didn't have any kind of charge to get in whatsoever, but it's growing so fast and so vastly that it's starting to cost close to $250,000 to put on. So he's got to make some of those expenses back because, well, we're not really. It's not so much for him to generate funds as it is to pay for the things that he's doing for everybody. Because, man, he is putting out a lot of money. Like just the VIP tent alone, just the tent is like 10 grand. Like so, like that's to put things in somewhat perspective. Plus, he built bathrooms onto his saloon. He added a full-on like extra kitchen so that he could serve more people, and he's buying land around the area so that he can create more like spaces for people to be in, and he's done partnerships with the casinos that are nearby him, and just so many other different things to expand on this so that the event is that much more pleasurable for the 5,000 plus people that damn near showed up like this year. So that's the largest cosplay event that I think is in the country. So
That's crazy.
yeah, and it's grown like 3 years, man, and boom, we're exploded. So yeah, so we are going to be there, and hope you all join us there. I'd like to see all Fallout fans show up for this event, and yeah, and stuff. Also, if you're interested in checking that out, I don't know what the website is off the top of my head because I'm an idiot, but you can go falloutfancelebration.com, I think it is. If I'm wrong, then I'm wrong, and it won't matter because we have it in the description because Maverick's going to put it there. Yep. And which we have it in couple of our other videos, so you can just kind of peruse and you will find it. But yeah, you go there and you can RSVP for your spot, and please sign up, come. And so yeah, back to what we were talking about. True Vault Escapades was an awesome show, and we are like, man, we are just going through time so fast. I think it's because we got on a little late. Anyway, we're going to take a quick break, and when we come back, we're going to talk about some of the other podcasts that we all enjoy. All right?
Recording stopped.
Damn, I didn't realize how fast time's going.
Isn't that crazy? We were just having so much fun. That's why.
Yeah.
I'm just sitting here, just shooting the breeze.
Yeah, taking it in, man. Taking it in. Anyway,
I mean, I'm writing my own stuff. I tried my hand at voice acting. It didn't go over well. So I'm in the background now.
well,
I would keep going if you could, because I got into voice acting in 2018, and I've booked some amazing roles over time. They're not frequent. I haven't got a voice job in like a year, but that's mainly because I was really busy. But I'm starting to pick up auditioning again, and it's just fun to do. I think I want to get some training though, because I feel like I could be sharpened a lot, because I definitely feel like I have something there, but just I don't know. I feel like somebody could kind of find what would work best for me in auditions and stuff. But yeah, I would keep going for it.
I have no idea because I never tried. Like, I just don't try. I just, oh, there's a role. I'll try that one. And then sometimes they hire me. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. And then...
I did good.
Yeah. I've gotten quite a few roles. I've been surprised by my luck, I guess. And then I do it for fun, man. I mean, if somebody was going to like go, hey, I'm going to pay you $1 million, I'd be like, oh, shit. Now I'm scared.
Hey, that's what I'm trying to work for, because that's crazy. Like when you get paid like really good for a job, and it's like there's just a slump afterwards. You're just like, oh, I want more of this. And
What
then
happened? Yeah.
100 more times, there's just no bite, and so I'm like, okay, I got to figure out what I'm doing wrong or what I could be doing right. So
Yeah, well, I mean, if it could be like my job or something, that would be cool. But
Yeah, I mean, I know some people who that's their job, and it's pretty remarkable. I got this lady I knew. She does anime one day, and then a Walmart commercial the next, and a video game. I'm like, that sounds like the
I feel like
life.
I could do all of that. I just don't know how, and I don't know if I like got the damn time.
It's all I know is it's mainly agencies. I have an agent, but never got any luck through them. But it's pretty crazy. I'll get scripts from them from like Fortune 500 companies, audition, don't get it, but then I'll see it air on TV, and I'm like, I know that script. I know that exact same script. They sent it to me
And
when I was
and then you're going, but they suck. I could have done it.
most of the time, I'm like, oh, I get it. Some people got those inner world voices.
I've been there before. I know exactly what you're talking about.
And I'm like buying the Oikos yogurt at your frozen dairy aisle.
Sunday. Please, everybody, come and check us out. Have you ever had that non-so-fresh feeling? Have you ever walked along the beach with your mom talking about your genital problems? If so, please dial us up. Anyway, all right, back to the show.
Recording in progress.
Hello, ladies and genitals. Welcome back to the show. Oh, sorry. My Wolfman Jack impression. So we are back, and we are talking about podcasts. One of the podcasts that really jumped out to me, and it was one of the ones that caught my attention first, believe it or not, was actually Chad, a Fallout podcast.
Mm-hmm.
Chad's Fallout, was it Chad Fallout 76
Chad
podcast?
Fallout 76 story. Yeah.
Well, so that one was such a dark humor type of thing, and it captured my attention, and it actually brought back. It's kind of the reason I'm here, actually. If it wasn't for Kenny's show and how interested I was in that, and then the conversations I had with him, because he kind of turned me on to talking to Tom from the Robots Radio Network, and when I started talking to Tom, I found out he does the Fallout Lorecast, which is another great, wonderful show, where they do in-depth conversations about different parts of Fallout lore, and he does deep dives like nobody does. So I got interested in that, and then that's how I bumped into Mav here, because Maverick was looking for somebody to co-host with, and I was like, oh, okay, well, hey, let's do
because
this.
the original person decided to split due to creative differences.
He was a douche. No, I'm kidding. Not really. No, I have no idea. I don't know the dude. I'm just being a smartass because that's what I do. I bring the humor, some of it, sometimes. Okay.
Yeah. Ken's show. Chad is the first Fallout podcast that I figured out after my own, because like when I made my show, of course it's a little older than everyone else's. I just sort of was stuck in its own world. I was like, oh, I must be the only person doing this.
It's like there's somebody else.
Yeah, and then I saw him. I want to say he liked some of my tweets, and I started liking some of his, and I'm like, wait a minute, and I check, and I'm like, oh, he's a Fallout podcaster or Fallout audio drama showrunner like I am. I didn't even know they existed, and so that's when he reached out to me someday and brought me to Tom, and that's why I'm here in this big old network. And
everybody comes to Tom.
Everybody comes to Tom. It's a syndicate, man. Then I learn about Modus and Once Upon a Wasteland and everyone else.
The Modus Files. If it wasn't for the Modus Files, I wouldn't be a voice actor.
Really?
And more specifically, it wouldn't. If it wasn't for Lawrence, I wouldn't be a voice actor. No, because he talked me into this. What it was is I was kind of dabbling. And I was asking around. I was like, is there anybody doing this stuff? And Lawrence was like, I have a role and I want to check you out. And so he gave me the script for Bennett. And I read for it. What I did is at first I went and I listened to Bennett's voice on 76. And I listened to Bennett, do his thing there. And I'm like, okay. And he's supposed to be an actual character because he didn't say a whole lot in there. And I'm like, okay, I can utilize this and make it my own because he's got nothing but like really short lines anyways. So utilizing it for the Fallout 76, the Modus files, I was able to kind of just become Bennett. And so by doing so, he liked my character. So then he started giving me other roles. He gave me some biker dude or a raider guy that wanted to try to cozy up to Valeria. And Valeria fucked his world in a big bad way. And that was my first taste of dying instantly.
Oh yeah, and then you turned into Kenny from South Park. where he
Yeah,
kept
now
dying.
it's just like, holy shit, you killed Kenny.
And I'm doing that to you as well. I mean, it's just become a thing.
I'm just.
We all laugh about it here
Yeah.
when we listen.
Well, the good
I'll
thing
vow
is
to get you a
eventually
longer
I
role.
end up with a long-term role here and there. So I'm waiting
Yeah.
I'm waiting for my True Vault Escapades long role. Or
Yeah, I'm gonna map that out for you because it's high time.
it's like, yeah, Wasteland Jax is gonna come to life. Mhm. Anyway, so yeah, and then Chat of Fallout 76 podcast, which I have never done a role on, which is he does things so very, very different. A lot of the times he'll do live reads with his actors. I've kind of seen how he does it, and I don't know if I can do all that. Like I probably could, but I'm scared shitless. Like I would be like,
Oh, it's fun once you're there, I'm sure. Because I mean, I've done live reads and I was scared, but it's like, oh, everybody's here just like reading off this page. It's just fun. It's like a campfire sort of.
yeah, but I'm like a
energy.
consummate fuck up. Like, I'd be like, I gotta read that again. 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 Like, how about we just make your line? I gotta read that again. But it's, yeah, it's like these guys are like true hardcore I mean, he's got fucking Wes Johnson, dude. Come on, bro.
I mean, it blew my mind when I saw those featuring like brackets on the episode titles because sometimes it'll be Pete Hines or it'll be I'm forgetting his name right now, but the voice actor for Nick Valentine.
Right.
It'll be-
Yeah.
Heroes.
Yeah, Wes Johnson. I'm like, oh, okay, Can's a real one. He knows what he's doing. I don't know what he does, but I love the way he does it. But yeah, it's an incredible show. I love the
He's
show.
a guy that can make shit happen. Like,
Yes, he
legit.
can.
I mean, he literally is out of nowhere created a charity that has generated over $500,000 for different charities. That's St. Jude's Hospital, Alzheimer's.
Mhm.
I mean, come on. How does that? Where? And then where did that come from? Like, oh, I'll just create a charity. Doing.
Yeah.
Oh, Tiltify's got this thing. How do I make it work? Oh, let's make it explode. I was like, how does that dude become that damn popular?
And Ken, speaking of which, he'll be appearing on the next episode of True Vault Escapades, come to think of it, which is going to be great because he and I have been wanting to collaborate in some form or fashion, like me with his and his with mine. So that's going to be real fun to have a familiar voice on the show for once. Unfortunately, Walter and Bunny will not be in that episode. It's a Fallout 76 centered episode.
Is it one of those side shots?
Yeah, it's our Escapade Extra series where it's just anywhere we just drop a pin somewhere in the world, and that's where the next episode's going to be. So since it's 76, I mean, who else but Ken?
The King of 76, right? Yeah,
Yeah,
it's kind of his thing, his bag.
yeah.
His shtick. Man, now I would just love to be able to. I want to be a voice actor for all the different Fallout podcast stories.
Oh yeah.
I would love to be just known as, hey, he's that Fallout guy. Just because and it's because I love doing the stories for, like, everybody that listens to this podcast knows I don't play Fallout all the time. Like, I'm not that, I'm not like Knight Taylor, man. I am not stuck to 76 24/7. I can't do that shit. I'll every once in a while I'll jump back in. I'll play some 4. I'll play a little bit of New Vegas, which is probably my favorite of them. Is the New Vegas world. Maybe because I'm from Vegas. I don't know if that really has anything to do with it. I do know that New Vegas is probably one of the better storylines, in my opinion. But that's just my opinion, but I enjoyed 76. I enjoy all of them. I enjoy the community. I enjoy the world. And I really enjoy the story of it all and each one of the different stories. Because every one of them, like even when I did Once Upon a Wasteland, I only did, I believe, one or two things in Once Upon a Wasteland. I played the doctor for a little bit while they were doing some sort of mind wipe episodes. I can't remember what that was all about, but I know they had an invention of a machine that was altering their brain patterns to where they would forget certain things or remember certain things. But I was the doctor in that, and I like bringing emotion where I don't feel that most people would pay attention to it being there. You know, I like that bringing of passion to things. Like when I played Frederick Rivers on the Modus Files, which is probably my most well-known role of those who know me. You know, I mean,
I'm like, oh, that's
Oh, yeah.
Patrick. It's him.
Frederick
Oh,
Rivers
it's
was
Frederick
the
Rivers.
was the one time that I actually had people let me know that I made them cry. You know, and I'm like, oh wow.
You
Made
know.
me cry.
That's really
Yeah,
awesome.
when I can invoke emotions from the person, boom, that's what I do that for.
That's the goal.
Yeah,
Yeah.
if I can make you mad, if I can make you happy, if I can make you cry, then that's my goal. That's what I'm after. I want some sort of a response from you emotionally. So, and hopefully it's relevant to whatever the story is, because annoyances, that would be an emotion. Trust me, because Night Shin gets that one from me every time. I cannot stand Night Shin. Holy crap! Even when Solier's doing it. But
I picked him out in my Fallout 76.
yeah, I don't know, man. Night Shin is just something about the schwarmy, mamby-pamby ass. I don't want to slap that damn taste out of his mouth. But yeah. So what about? So there's other shows out there that are not like story based, because we've talked about quite a few of those. There's also like the Fallout feed, which has gotten wildly popular, which Jessica Starr is one of the hosts on that, which she's come to us quite a few times. I love Jessica Starr. She's great. And she's also a voice actor herself. She's played many roles. She plays the astronaut in the Modus
That's
Files.
right, Modus Files, yeah.
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 Hi, Andrew. You know. Sorry, I didn't mean to do that, Jessica. It's just, it's like, is there any voice you can't do? No. I can do almost anybody, I think.
That's what I love about Modus Files. They incorporate like all of the big players in 76. Hell, they've reminded me of a lot of characters I forgot about from the game itself because they give them just full-blown personalities.
Oh, yeah. Well, our very own sassy lady plays Meg.
That's right.
Yeah,
That's
she plays
right. I
Meg.
forgot. How did I forget that? She does play Meg.
It's because she plays it so well, and it's such a departure from herself that you forget about it.
Yeah.
Just totally forget, I guess that's the difference between me and some is a lot of times you'll listen and you go, yeah, that's Jaxus. I can hear that. Now that I'm thinking about it, yeah, that's Jaxus. It's something, there's like this little underlining tone where everybody goes, yep, that's that asshole.
You got that. You got that gravel. You got some signature gravel. I think that's what really works for you there. It's a really nice little quality because you can be a nice guy with some gravel to his voice or a mean guy.
Oh,
It
yeah.
works both ways. You can be wise old mountain man or you can be a mean old raider.
Or an
And it works.
assassin trying to take Bunny back to where she belongs, damn it.
Oh yeah, back to the auction block with Mr. Casket.
Yeah. And then,
And,
of course, I get my ass choked to death. Yep, dies
Yep.
again.
Maybe you'll join Sassy because she's going to be a mainstay in season 7, and I'm pretty happy to have. I guess I'll have both of you appear in season 7 then, because Sassy will be there and you'll definitely be there. I'm just trying to think back. There's like freaking 20 episodes.
So, since I've got you on the line here, any thoughts of doing some more of the Cage Chronicle stuff?
Well, I am glad you asked. People loved the Cage Chronicles. It was such a breakaway from the regular series, and if you, I won't spoil much, but I will say if you listened to the recent season finale, there will be some cage activity, a
I
lot of cage
yeah.
activity in the future. So we're getting our good old friend Mike Tyson, not the boxer, but the voice actor, to reprise his role as Cage, and uh, very, very different circumstances, but really exciting circumstances. So yes, we'll
I'd
be
really
getting,
like to meet Cage out in the wasteland, you know.
yeah.
How
And
you
Mr.
doing, mate?
Yeah,
And
so
then
we'll
there's me.
be getting him, and there will be. I have made public so far, like just on the socials. There's going to be two separate narratives in season 7, which is something I've never done before. So it's going to be like an episode dedicated to Walter, an episode dedicated to Bunny, and they're going to change in intervals, and they're both going to have their own problems to solve. And where Cage comes into play, you'll have to find out. But yeah.
That's so cool. I can't wait. I get excited about this stuff. So it's like I'm always checking my feed, see if like another episode comes out. And so the thing is like I act in it, and then I'm like, oh, is there another episode? Is there another? You literally acted in it, so you should know when something's coming. But at the same time, I'm like, well, I don't act in all of them. You know, maybe there's gonna be one in between there. You know, and I'm like, and then all of a sudden there comes the episode that I'm on, and I'm like listening for myself. I can't help it.
Yeah.
I'll listen to the. You know how many times I've listened to like one of your episodes, and I'll forget that I'm on it until I hear myself. And then I'm like, oh shit, that's me. And then I rewind it,
never
listen to
hear
myself
myself.
again. And then I'm like, man, I sounded like shit. You know, of course I got to do that to myself.
Yeah, I hate that complex because I'm just the same. Like I was a little better with it now, but whenever I hear myself talk, I cringe a little bit, even if it's not bad. Like subjectively, it's just I did.
The only
I
time I didn't feel that way was with Frederick Rivers. For some reason, that particular role was so natural for me.
Oh yeah.
I never really felt like like every time I was doing it, I was like, it just, I dropped into that character and it was so comfortable, which is weird because he's just an old crotchety old dude and, you know, reminiscing about his dead wife all the time. And I'm like,
Yeah, I love that. I love that role. And speaking of Modus Files, I did recently join the cast as a couple of characters, and I have not heard myself on. I don't think I've played on another Fallout podcast before, but I even then it reminded me of how much I kind of dread hearing my voice when it's time for the episode to come out. Even though I feel like I did a satisfactory job, I'll just be like, oh, listen to all these good people on the cast, and it's like, oh crap, is my part gonna come up and
and then
just
there's
sound
me.
like nails on a chalkboard? And I play Mad Dog Malone, the
I knew
super
it.
mutant.
I knew it.
I knew it. Yes, I love Mad Dog Malone.
Yeah, I
I'm
played
gonna
Mad
start my own gang somewhere else.
Stupid
I
Human.
like
Stupid human,
like
I crush
trains.
your skull. Let's eat stupid human. I like her. She nice human. She big. She can fight.
I love doing the super
I
mutant.
love Mad Dog Malone.
Yeah, the only
So
thing
much.
about doing super mutants is I always think my voice is not going to hold out. You know what I mean? It's like because
Oh, it hurts.
it's
It
so
hurts
it's so
much.
it's so.
I would imagine it hurts so
well,
much to do that voice.
it's a lot of your throat. You know.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just scratching your throat together
Grr.
like
Ah.
this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
but it's so.
sandpapering your throat, man. It's like
Oh, it's so bad. Yeah, that
Yeah.
and ghouls, of course. I've done one that messed me up bad was my what was his name? Diddy Roughback, the ghoul pimp talent manager from the Legend of the Star series on True Vault. I played him, and that was much longer dialogue. And oh my God, I felt like my throat was gonna bleed.
yeah.
when
I
finished
try
that
to
part.
kind of stay. I honestly try to stay away from super mutants and ghouls because
Yeah.
I can do them, but they're painful.
It hurts.
Well, you know, because it's not necessarily a very natural thing to do with your voice. But so this one's not so bad. But if I get any gravelier, it gets really rough. And because it sounds like you're trying to cough up a fur ball, you know. And it's just, I don't really know if I can keep this shit up, you know.
Imagine the super mutant voice actors from the actual Fallout games. I wonder with as many
Oh,
lines
yeah.
to
Oh.
record.
Well,
Yikes.
honestly, I think what it is they do it like I do like when I do reads for you. Sometimes I'll be like, Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the show. 15 minutes later. All right, I can do the next part now. Wait another 10 minutes?
Maybe so.
I think I can get another sentence out. Oh, fuck, I need lemon water.
I'm coughing up blood.
No. So talking about the bonus files for a second, I don't want to interject, but I'm actually writing my own podcast right now. I've said this plenty of times on here already, but yeah, it's going to be set within the Modus File universe. This is going to be a little bit up north to where I'm from, which is the Great Lakes region, and there's literally nothing in Fallout lore for the Great Lakes region. So I'm like creating my own stuff while also using homebrew and Fallout Tactics, the uncanon Fallout Tactics. So, yeah.
That'd be interesting.
I like that. I can't imagine what the Great Lakes would look like. I can see that being used for some pretty awesome mutant stuff.
Yeah, so it's going to be centered around the Chicago Enclave, which was the pre-war Department of Navy in pre-war. So there's going to be a lot of boats. Let's just say there's going to be a lot of boats.
Do you have a title?
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. We just finalized the title just last week.
Okay, well, what is it?
It's going to be called The Great Northern Wars, a Fallout story.
Ooh, I like
That's,
that.
yeah, I like that title. That's really cool.
Actually, Warpath is on our development team right now.
Oh, awesome. That's great to hear.
Yeah, he and I are writing the story right now.
That's just totally awesome, man. I'll be looking forward to that.
Yeah,
One day I might actually get around to like writing more, because like I started writing the Tales from the what did I call it? The Wayward, yeah.
Yeah.
My little Cheers episode kind of thing,
yeah.
my career thing, and I'm a lazy writer. I'm a terrible lazy writer. I have ideas, and then when I get into writing, I get narcoleptic. I'm like,
I gotta force myself.
What?
Even I get tired of it sometimes, and I don't even write on my computer. I write with my thumbs on my phone because I can't stay still when I write. It's like something has to be moving.
No, I can't either. I don't know why. So I'm glad it's not just me.
And I think that might be something I might have to try. Is like just like while I'm walking around, typing on my phone. It's like, oh yeah, and then he does this, and yeah, and then. But I'm more of a dictaphone kind of person, you know. It's like I'd rather just say it into something and then fix the grammar later.
Oh yeah, the phone can do that too. Considering you got like a modern phone, I'm sure they can just do the little voice dictation thing, and I do that too sometimes when my thumbs start hurting. I'll just start speaking into it, and I'm like, I'll change it later. I don't want to mess with it now. I just got to get the dialogue out.
Well, it's like I have an idea. Like I had the beginning, the first episode, and then I have a premise for how I want it to end. And then I'm like, okay, so how do I fill this all up in the middle? But at the same time, it's like I wanted an overarching storyline, but I want it to be episodic at the same time. I don't know how to tie those two together and make it work, you know.
Yeah. So, I like this is just. I know I gave you some of that advice with the coming up with the ending first, and hopefully that's helped. But the filling in the middle part. I mean, I would just go crazy with it because it's like, you know how it's going to end. So let's just fit in whatever we think is worthy of fitting in there. Of course, add character building and development and stuff like that. Or if you can fit in an action scene for whatever reason, I fit in an action scene if I can. But yeah, it's hard. I have to like meditate on it sometimes because even now, like I'm almost done writing season 7, but even at the very end, I've like hit a brick wall. So I have to just sleep on it basically because I will give myself migraines trying to think of what do I put here. What am I doing here now? Like I've reached this part and I don't want to put in like a super long dialogue scene, but I don't want something really quick either. And so I just sort of wait, and it's weird. Like sometimes it'll just hit me, like the muses will hit me, and I'll just go straight to writing it, even if it's just a little bit. Like I would just, my advice would be to just like chip away at something, even if it's small. You don't have to have it all figured out.
I have pulled off to the side of the road with something similar. when I'm like, I can't just, let this idea, because I get a lot of my good stuff, a lot of the stuff that I write over the road while I'm driving down the road, because I drive, as a lot of people know, because I've said it constantly, I drive at night, and there is literally not much you can do when everyone is asleep. So I'm like, I wonder how I could make this into this. And then I'm like,
Right, yeah.
and then I'm like, oh, that makes sense. And then I have to pull off to the side of the road, write it down, and then keep going.
Write that down, write that down.
Write that down.
Warpath says I
Yeah.
sound like Krusty the Clown.
Oh.
For
I think it was when I was doing the ghoul shit.
oh.
You got to do an impression now. You got to record something.
Shit, I gotta remember Krusty the Clown, what he sounded like. I don't even remember. Hey kids, come pull on my strings. Yeah.
Well, I will say this for writers, I have to give credit to Brad Williams. He introduced me to this software called Final Draft.
He did me too.
Yes,
I have
he
it
is
also.
preaching the word of Final Draft. It is so good. I use it for my phone and for my
I
computer.
love it.
It puts
Still
everything in
can't figure
place
out how to
for you.
use some parts of it, but I love it.
That's
So
what
good.
me with most technology. I just start messing with it until I figure it out.
Mhm. This one like literally puts like the scene heading for you. The characters are in a list, so you don't have to type it every time. It's just and all the
Just
big
fills everything
screenwriters
in
use
for
it
you.
now. I think it's like the
What's it called again?
Final
Called
Draft.
Final Draft.
Final Draft. Put a link or something into the description down below, Maverick, when we actually do this, so people can find that.
And it's a one-time purchase, not one of those subscription-based things that just draws from your account all the time. I like how it's just one purchase.
Oh,
you got
like
it.
DaVinci Resolve. You only pay for it once, and you can use it forever.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have the free trial.
Photoshop makes me want to beat my head against a wall.
Oh yes, an
It's like,
MS Word.
Yeah, it's like any of that. I don't like subscription-based anything. Let me buy it, and then I'll upgrade it.
It took over everything. I remember when MS Word used to come free on every new PC, and then I think years later I got like a new PC, and when it came on there, I was like, "What do you mean free trial subscription? I can just go to Google Docs if I need something cheaply done."
Yeah.
So I was glad to or for Brad to recommend that to me. So I've been stuck on Final Draft.
How much did it cost you to purchase?
You know what? I forgot. Was it like
150 or something?
I got it on sale for $190.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's about a $200 program, roughly.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
Okay. That's not too bad, especially if you're going to use it. Be nice if it pays for itself. Well,
yeah.
we're running out of time here because we've been going a long time. I would like to do this again.
Oh yeah.
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 I just think these conversations, these in-depth conversations about different forms of Fallout podcasting, and yeah, it's kind of a departure from just like, regular Fallout stuff, but it is Fallout based, and it's a learning experience, especially for those who might want to write their own stories and how they can get into the community of the content creation element of things. It's almost like a mix between my content creator's guide and the Fallout RoundTable smashed together in one. But anyway, folks, that's going to do it for us tonight. I hope you enjoyed yourselves. Please send us a line at followrtb@gmail.com, or you can send us messages at followrtb, or you can leave messages in our comments on the YouTube page or wherever. You can find us everywhere. We are anywhere a podcast can be found. And yeah, thanks for joining us. Have a good night. Say good night, everybody.